Hey, what's going on? It's LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. And this will be my final installment of the Joe Budden podcast, episode number 879, Vote for Twan. And I don't recall ever hearing the mention of Twan being made yet. Who is Twan? Twain. Moving forward. So they're at the 2 hour, a 7-minute marker. The link to this video is in the description below. 2 hour, 7-minute marker, and they're getting ready to talk about something going on with O.J. Simpson. Look, and wasn't I just talking about orange juice? In the last video, grandma give me some orange juice. Grandma don't want concentrated orange juice because it's not real orange juice. Blah, blah, blah. So they're getting ready to talk about O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson's estate agreeing to pay $58 million to Ron Goldman's father. So Mark is taking the reins to explain this whole situation going on. So, are they actually talking about the case? That was from like multiverse ago. The whole O.J. Simpson situation. Y'all, when this happened, I was in 6th grade. So, it was like either late 1996 going into 97. But I know I was in 6th grade. Are they talking about that O.J. Simpson trial from decades ago? Hold on, what's going on? Who is getting off the couch, walking all in front of the camera? Why y'all continue to walk in front of the camera as if y'all don't have space to walk around? At least walk behind the couch, not all into the shot. There's got to be some type of order here. Like when y'all get up, can y'all walk behind the couch? Y'all gonna have a split couch or individual sofas so y'all can have room to walk through the little aisle, squeeze through the aisle and walk behind the couch so y'all don't be getting all in the shot. Come on now, all in the camera, all in the video. Come on now, that's a little tacky. Yeah, I know it's your podcast, you can do what you want, but can we at least do like my dear and chainsaw the couch in half so we can have a little aisle so that your people can walk through and behind the camera? So carrying on, Mark is continuing to explain this whole situation. So while they talk and carry on, I took the liberty to look up on AI Overview to see what is going on. According to AI Overview, y'all, O.J. Simpson's estate, through its executor Malcolm Laverne, has formally agreed to pay Fred Goldman, Ron Goldman's father, nearly $58 million plus interest. Y'all, what's $58 million plus interest? How do you have interest on $58 million? That's like we're talking about planets. Yeah, I want to buy the planet Pluto. They charged me a little interest, but it's worth it because now I own the planet Pluto. Once again, rich people problems. Half of us cannot even count that high. How much you worth as high as you can count? Okay. According to AI Overview, O.J. Simpson's estate, through his executive Malcolm Laverne, has formally agreed to pay Fred Goldman, Ron Goldman's father, nearly $58 million plus interest, acknowledging the massive civil judgment from the 1997 wrongful passing away lawsuit. This is a significant legal step to settle the debt, though actual payout depends on liquidating assets and paying other claims. What other claims? Including like IRS debts, with the estate's limited value, meaning Goldman likely won't receive the full amount but achieves closure and a legal victory after decades of non-payment. Man. You know, when for example, for me, I ran into a couple of situations, seems like two, where I was dealing with the power people and moved into a place, and they tried to stick me with the bill from the previous chick who lived in the apartment, and I'm like, no, this is not me. So it took like 2 weeks for them to get that set up. And that set me back because I wasn't able to move into my place because it was cool. It was getting chilly around that time I was getting ready to move in. So it was like, man, this is trash. You know, I have to go to work. I was expecting to be in this apartment because it's closer to my work. But now the energy isn't cut on because y'all trying to stick me with the bill from the previous chick. How? I haven't the slightest idea. But the landlord didn't have his papers together and blah, blah, blah. Well, we got it worked out. But I'm like, boy, they quick to take, slow to give. Moving on, according to energy. See, y'all, stupid power people. According to AI overview. Key details, consumers energy, AI overview. Tomato. Okay. According to AI overview, the debt. A 1997 civil jury found O.J. Simpson liable for the passing aways of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman, awarding the families $33.5 million, which ballooned with interest. Estate actions, according to AI overview. After Simpson's passing away in April 2024, his estate executor filed to acknowledge the debt, with recent court filings accepting the nearly $58 million figure, plus accumulated interest, as a valid creditor's claim. According to AI overview, why now? With Simpson's passing away, legal protections disappeared, making the judgment enforceable against his estate. The executor decided to settle to avoid further litigation, despite the estate's modest value, under $600K. Actual payout. While the debt is acknowledged, actual payment is uncertain. The estate's assets will first cover administrative costs and IRS debts. After all that, you're going to be walking around with a pocket full of flies and some lint balls. After the IRS is done, the Goldman family will get a portion of the remainder of whatever's left. Likely a fraction of the $58 million, but the agreement provides legal closure. Is there more? And lastly, according to AI overview regarding this O.J. Simpson's situation here, significance for Ford Goldman is a symbolic victory, legally validating the judgment and bringing some resolution after decades of Simpson avoiding payment. So that is what they are talking about at the man cave, because Mona's not there, at the temporary man cave. That's what the fellas are talking about right now. Wow. So I'm watching it. Oh, wait a minute. What now? So they're kicking around their thoughts and what they're basically they're catching up on this case because it's been so long, y'all. It's been so long. So now they're kicking around what they thought, getting each other up to speed as this case finally has come to a grueling closure. So like the fellas are sitting around the sofa talking about where they were in time during the O.J. Simpson trial. The reason why I remember it so vividly is because I was actually in school, 6th grade to be exact, and our teachers allowed us to watch it. So it was basically a free day. We had this room where the room was really big, so they had this big old portable, giant, retractable wall. It was like this really dope orange partition, and it divided both the classes. So for both of the 7th grade classes on the side of the hall where we were on, the teachers both were watching it. So there were 2 7th grade classes, so there was a door in between the between both classes, because like I said, it was a partition. One class was over here, one class was over here. So she had the door open, so both the students, both 7th grade classes were intermingling, in between both classes. And yeah, so they had it on, and we were watching the trial and all that stuff during class. And the teachers were basically like, if you don't think your mom and dad will feel comfortable with you watching this, just go to the library. I was happy because it was a free day. But also that day also reminded me of it reminded me more of what the word condescending meant. Before I knew what the word condescending meant, all I knew was when a certain Caucasian girl who really got under my skin, because we lived in kind of a suburban area according to what black people said back in that time, I really got to see who she really, really was. I already saw who she really, really was, but the way she would talk, it was condescending. And so during the trial, she was saying all this stuff. Well, my mom said this about OJ and this and that and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. But it was really stanky, and I was like, why is she always talking to me? I just wish she would leave me alone. But yeah, watching that and having that experience with that girl, it just really made me look at her differently, and unfortunately people of her kind differently, because that was my first impression basically of being around anybody not like me. I was just thrown into a school like that, and so first impressions are a mother, I tell you that much for sure. But basically she didn't like when he won, and that's when she decided to come around and say all her stuff in the condescending tone. And I'm like, why is she telling me this stuff? Why is she making me feel this way when she talked to me? Why is she even over here? Just leave me alone, But I didn't know how to say stuff like that at that time. But yeah, that's my little take on the whole O.J. Simpson trial and learning the ways of other neighbors. So now they're going down the timeline. They're talking about Rodney King. I don't remember what grade I was in or what age I was with Rodney King, but all I remember was the sun was shining in our living room. My mom and I were watching the TV, and we were watching the attack happen. So all I will have to do is Google to see when did the Rodney King thing happen, and it will put me in the time of what age I was in, what grade I was in. What year did the What year did the Rodney King? All right, I'm looking now. So the Rodney King thing happened March 3rd, 1991, my birthday month. So 1991, I'm thinking, they said the incident happened March 3rd, 1991, and the video was released later in 1992. So I was either in first or second grade. So if that was first or second grade, I had to be in either probably second grade. Goodness. Wow. Okay, so we're like 2 hours, 14 minutes in, and they are still talking about this. I'm going to let them keep on talking about it. You know, hey, talk about it. Ooh. Now, what is in his cup? What's in Ish's cup? It's a big old cup. It's like one of those cups that the truck drivers use and drink out of because they can hardly get off of the truck. So they have a big old 30-gallon container filled with water. Wow, they're still talking about this. Oh, MacKenzie Scott, former wife of Jeff Bezos. Mark is transitioning, thankfully, from the O.J. Simpson stuff, finally. And talking about that she donated tons of cash to HBCUs. So that's where they're segueing into right now. I'm getting ready to look it up and see for myself. So according to AI Overview, yes, Jeff Bezos' ex-wife MacKenzie Scott has made significant donations to numerous historically black colleges and universities known as HBCUs, giving hundreds of millions of dollars to institutions like Howard University, Spelman College, Morgan State University, and Prairie View A&M University, often providing the largest gifts in their histories for unrestricted use. These substantial contributions are part of her broader philanthropic efforts to support underserved institutions and communities. Well, I have a story about that if you're in the spirit of giving out scholarships. I got accepted into Howard University. I read the letter, and my mom was hovering over my shoulder. And she didn't celebrate me. She just scoffed under her breath and was like, "You just gonna be a token black. That's why they accepted you." That hurt my soul. I should have been used to hearing stuff like that from my mom as I grew up, but it's just every time she says stuff like that, it just made my brain scatter. So I tore up the letter and I didn't go. Behold the power of being under the claw of super over religious parents and paranoid parents and sick in the mind parents, and me not having the brains, because they pretty much brainwashed me to have the brains to even stand up for myself at that time. So that's the story. So if this gets out to Howard University, thank you for accepting me from class, because I was class of 2002. I would have loved to have went, but I was in a bad spot at that time, but I would have loved to have went there. So moving forward, in reference to Jeff Bezos' ex-wife MacKenzie Scott making significant donations to numerous historically black colleges and universities. such as Howard University, Spelman College, Morgan State University, and Prairie View A&M University, often providing the largest gifts in their histories for unrestricted use. These substantial contributions are part of her broader philanthropic efforts to support underserved institutions and communities. Thank you, girl. Examples according to AI Overview: over $700 million in the fall of 2025. She donated vast sums, including $63 million to North Carolina A&T, $50 million to Bowie State. Okay, I've heard of Bowie State. Bowie. Bow. Okay, and $80 million to Howard University, among others. Earlier gifts, she's also given millions to Spelman, Clark Atlanta University, Alabama State University, and Morgan State University. Unrestricted funds: these gifts are known for being under-restricted, allowing the universities to use the funds as they see fit, which is unusual for a large donation. According to AI Overview, why it matters: Scott's donations are transformative for HBCUs, which are often underfunded, and she is recognized for giving money away quickly and to a wide range of organizations. That's a wonderful thing. Thank you so much, because you most definitely did not have to. I really appreciate you for putting people to school. That makes my heart smile to know that there are still some good people out there with good intentions. So once again, thank you guys for bringing this up on the Joe Budden Podcast. One of the reasons I like to listen to the Joe Budden Podcast is because despite all sometimes the adult content that they talk about, I skirt over, which is why it's censored over here. I learned a broad range of things, from just learning about this HBCU donation to the current music, so I can try to stay not in the name of trying to stay trendy, but because I like music. The world's going fast and it's a lot to keep up with. At least I'll be able to get a small scope of what's going on. So, yeah, I'm happy about that. And once again, thank you so much for donating to the colleges. Why is he singing Whitney Houston? 'Tis the season to donate Joe's money. Is Joe gonna do it? That's a large order of H no. H no. He not giving nobody nothing. Not a thing. Not even a thought. Oh, but he gonna get to the turkey drop. Let me guess. 2 turkeys. Donated 2 turkeys to the turkey drops. Look, a turkey's heavy. I donate Cornish hens, a box of them or something, but hey, I know that sounds cheap, but I'm a lady. I'm not getting ready to be carrying around 25-pound turkeys. Y'all gonna get these Cornish hens, and I can get a case of stovetop stuffing, so y'all can get a couple of Cornish hens apiece, 2 boxes of stovetops, and let's throw in some green beans. Put it in a couple plastic bags, double bag it, and let's go. 2 Cornish hens, 2 boxes of stovetop, and 2 cans of green beans. Put them in 2 plastic bags, and here we go. I like that. I want that for myself. That sounds good, don't it? It's better than a sandwich, at least for Thanksgiving. Now, I like sandwiches, but I'm talking about the season of Turkey Day. I want that. Flaming Hot Cheetos will no longer be red. There will be a new dye free. Probably because that red dye be dangerous, y'all. So what are they going to be? Peach? They look like Cheetos. They have to have something distinct. There has to be distinguishable, because if that's how the new Flaming Hot Cheetos are going to look, they're going to look like regular Cheetos or those plain cheese puffs. We're going to need to know some distinction, because if they're hot and I cannot tell because they're blonde, I'm going to burn my mouth. So they're going to have to do something else. It's going to have to have some type of tint. Cheetos and Doritos are getting ready to change. Y'all, this video was getting too long. I'm gonna have to cut this up and come back. Dog, y'all, I'm really trying to get down with this video, but they keep stuffing new information in it. I'm gonna have to stop it. I'll see y'all next video.